tonight a topic that really we could talk about anytime, but it's appropriate to talk about it. Parshas Sichas, which is Parshas Sichas here in Eretz Yisrael, where we talk about mitzvahs in general and the reason we do mitzvahs. Right, Rashi at the beginning of the parsha, this is not on the sheet, but Rashi at the beginning of the parsha tells us that sometimes people make fun of our mitzvahs. Those chukas haTorah, the Satan ve'umos ha'olam monedes Yisrael, Satan and the other nations, they make fun of us. Lomar ma mitzvahs. What is this mitzvah? Paraduma, all the illogical elements of it. Umatam yeshba leficha kasev b'chuka. Hashem says, stand up, be strong. Don't think about it. Don't think of reasons. You do it because I told you to do it. And we was something that we touched on earlier in the year, which I'm not giving a share on now, and that is Kameh HaMitzvos versus Hagdaras HaMitzvos. Reasons for mitzvos, definitions of mitzvos. So that is an important topic. We're going to focus on a different element regarding mitzvos in general. And it is, I don't think we've ever spoken about it before, as a sheer, it's a crucial topic to talk about. It's one aspect. We're going to speak about one aspect of the topic. Again, it's a large topic. It's one aspect of the topic. And that is the topic, one of the topics related to Schar Va'onesh. Schar Va'onesh, the punishment and reward. That is one of the tenets, one of the beliefs that our religion is based on, according to everybody. According to any Rishon, all Rishonim that have their own lists of Sodos HaEmunah. I just gave you examples of two, the Rambam and Rabbi Yosef Albo and the Sefer Ikarim. The Rambam has 13. Rabbi Yosef Albo only has 3. But out of those 3, one of them is belief in Schar Va'onesh. Belief that our actions are being recorded. And we will be rewarded or held accountable. The Rambam says that in Ani Mamin number 11, source number 1. Yesod ha'achadasar hu yis'aleh. We have to believe, even though, I'll add this, even though sometimes it doesn't look that way, and even though there's, tzaddik v'ralo, rasha v'tovlo, probably the hardest question for us to deal with, right? That's one of the few questions that Moshe Rabbeinu asked. But how many questions do we have about Moshe Rabbeinu asking a question about Emunah? Recorded. Please let me enter Eretz Yisrael. Moshe says, Hareini os kvodecha. How many questions did Moshe Rabbeinu ask Hashem? He asked that one. According to Chazal, what is that one? Tzaddik v'ralo rasha v'tovlo. Right? It's hard, but what's this ani mamin? I believe, no matter what I see here, there's going to come a time of Schar Va'onesh. Umanish misha over al zarotzeha shegmulo hagado hu olam haba. The next world. That is one of the Yisodos. You can't live life without having that belief of Schar Va'onesh. And the Sefer Ikarim as well. The Rambam has 13. The Sefer Ikarim has 3. What are the 3 Yisodos according to the Sefer Ikarim? You have it there at source number 2. Ikarim HaKololim, Echrechiyim. Might not be so many Lamaisa differences between the Rambam and the Ikarim, but in terms of categorization, what are the 3? Mitzias Hashem, belief in God. Hashkacha Schar Va'onesh, that's basically belief that there's a purpose for human beings in life. Number 3, Torah Minat Shamayim. Right? Belief in God, belief in us, and belief in the connection between us, which is Torah Minat Shamayim. Ve'elu shlosha heim avos l'chol ha'ikarim asher l'datos ha'elokiyos. These are the 3 main categories for everything else that comes underneath. And he says, Ume'ela, just as an example, on line 7. Ume'ela ha'gimel ha'ikar ma'kololim. These 3 inclusive principles have a lot of branches. Se'ifim ba'anafim l'taras elokiyos. Or amizdamos elokiyos. All godly ideas fall under these 3. So, for example, Tachas Iker Mitzias Hashem. Belief in God includes what God is and what God is not. Archakas Hagashmus, right? To believe that God is not physical. That's the Rambam has it as a separate one of the Ani Mamin. But the Sefer Karm says that's included in belief in God. Belief in God, belief in God doesn't have a body, and belief in all the God things that's included in this Yisod. To Iker Prati L'Toras Moshe, which is an Ikar. We have to believe that God is not physical. Number one. Number two, V'ha'achdus, and the uniqueness of Hashem. And for example, number two, to belief in Schar V'onesh, in reward and punishment, who shorish Nevuos Moshe V'shlichuso. Sorry, I skipped. He went out of order. The third Yisod that he mentioned before, is to belief in Moshe, and belief in Moshe Rabbeinu's unique power of Nevuah, and that he gave us the Torah directly from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And number three, besides personal schar va'onesh, to believe that the world is coming to a certain destiny. There is a plan, and there is a planner. There's a planner for the world, right? Sometimes you look at certain cities, just in here in Israel. Certain cities have a city like, if you ever traveled through Modi'in, anybody ever traveled through Modi'in? That was a city that was planned before it was built. It was like parks and buildings, everything's beautiful and clean. Then you have other cities, I'm not going to mention any names because I'm not going to say anything negative about Eretz Yisrael. You have other cities, maybe in Chutz La'aretz. And you're like, who was the city planner here? It makes no sense. You have this right next to this and that. It can't be that there was a planner here. Sometimes people look at the world and they think that there's no planner. No. It doesn't look like there's a planner to us. There's a planner. And that's part of belief in Schar Va'onesh. There's a planner for the world, for individuals, and for the nation. And he even adds, you could use this Rosh Hashanah time, these three Yesodos are Malchios, Zichronos, and Shofros. Says the Sefer Ikarim. With me? Everybody with me here? You okay?
Yeah.
People frozen, or you with me? You're with
Good.
me, okay. Okay, everybody wasn't just like staring for a few minutes. Just keep moving every few seconds. So, moving your pen or moving whatever. We just make sure my internet looks good. Okay, B'lian Hara. Just keep it going. Anyway, so the Sefer continues. Malchias is about Matthias Hashem. That's the first Yisod. Number two, Zichronos is about Schar Va'onesh, Hashem remembers. And finally, number three, Shofros, he relates to Torah Min HaShamayim. So we believe in Schar Va'onesh. That is one of the Yisodos HaEmunah. We believe that everything we do is recorded, and we're going to get schar for it. Right? That Yisod is even emphasized by a very famous comment of the Chafetz Chaim. Chafetz Chaim in Parshas Chukosai, in the Chafetz Chaim ala Torah, in source number 3 on the top of the second page. Many of you might know this thought. You probably heard it first at Siyum. At Siyum, it's a vart on what we say at Siyum. It's Gemara and Brachas, but at Siyum we say Anu Amelim, Vehem Amelim. Anu Amelim, Umekablim Schar. Vehem Amelim, Ve'enam Mekablim Schar. We work hard and we get schar for working hard, and they work hard and they don't get schar for working hard. And ask the Chafetz Chaim, what do you mean? Not true. Line 6, L'chara tzrichim advarim biur. Umar isam yamecha chayat tofer beged o sandlar. You ever see a tailor or a shoemaker? Min alim beinam mishtalmim. What do you mean? He fixes your shoes, he gives you your shoes, you get paid for it. He gets paid for it. People get paid. Says the Chafetz Chaim, no. What if I gave my shoes in to fix? I came back 2 days later and they weren't fixed. The guy spent hours on it. Sorry, they're not fixable. I'm not going to pay him because he didn't fix my shoes. He didn't fix my shoes, so I'm not going to pay him. Misha Sachar, you get paid only for results. You get paid for the results. Are people with me? Yes, I'm just, I don't know, the screens are like freezing every so often. Okay, I just like davening that it continues. So says the Chafetz Chaim, really get paid for the results. If he doesn't finish it, nothing. But when it comes to Talmud Torah, we could spend 2 hours on sugya. We can learn wrong pshat in a sugya. We could try to work into a mitzvah and not be successful, and we're still going to get schar. We're going to drive to the hospital, and we're going to get stuck. We're going to get there after visiting hours, and it's not going to work. We're going to wish that we had a lulav or an esrog, and we're not going to get one. And yet we get schar for it. Anu amelim will become schar for the amelus. That's the chiddush of the Chafetz Chaim, not just schar for the result. So we believe in schar va'onesh. That is something that we believe. Question. And here's the question that we're going to focus on in tonight's shiur. There are some sources that show that sometimes Chazal believed in doing a mitzvah for the schar. Even for the schar. What do you mean? Gemara Brachos Chavches, source 4. Reb Zera kavi cholosh migirsei. When Reb Zera, that week, had a long day of learning. What he used to do? He was exhausted. He didn't. When he wanted, just chill. How did Reb Zera chill? He went to the doorway of the Beis Medrash of Reb Nosson Bar Tuvi, Amar, and he said, when the rabbis go by, I'm going to stand up in front of them. Yakabel Agra. I'm going to get schar for it. Zera. Zera says he's going to go and stand up when he sees a rabbi going by so he could get schar for it. One Gemara. Or another Gemara. Avodah Zarah Yud Zayin. Rabbi Chanina Rabbi Yonasan Avikazi Boracha. They were going on the path, they were walking on the road. They came to 2 paths diverging. Which road do you go down? One road went down Idolatry Street. And one road went down Adultery Street. Idolatry or adultery? Which street do you go down? You know what? Don't go down any street. But you got to go down one street. You got to go through. So Amar Lechal Chavre Nezel Apischa Davodas Kochavim. Let's go down to the Avodah Zarah street. After all, we know the Sahara for Avodah Zarah was already shechted, was already killed. When that Gemara, the Ashigas Hakadola got rid of the Sahara for Avodah Zarah. So let's go down that street. It's easier. Sahara is easier. Amar Le Idach. No, Nezel Apischa de Bezonos. Benach Yitzron and Akabal Agra. Very unusual Gemara. Let's go down the street of adultery so that we can be Kovach Yetzer and get schar for it. Wow. So we're not going to get into the issue of being Nichnas L'toch Nitzionos. That is a challenging, how do you put this Gemara in there? But you see from this Gemara, one of the Amoram said, let's go and get schar. Let's go and get schar for this act. And finally, Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu in Sota Yudalid, end of the first parak. Why did Moshe Rabbeinu want to go into Eretz Yisrael so badly? Did he want to eat from the fruit of Eretz Yisrael? Why do you want to go into Eretz Yisrael so badly? Mitzvos. There are mitzvos that I can't do in Chutz La'aretz. I want to go into Eretz Yisrael. What does Hashem say to him? Why do you want to do it, Moshe? You want to do it because you want to get schar? I'll give you the schar. I'll give you the schar. Question. Reb Zera, Rev Chanina and Rabbi Yonasan, Moshe Rabbeinu. Yes, we believe in schar va'onesh. But do we ever do mitzvos for the schar, with the schar in mind? Is that an appropriate attitude? After all, we know, obviously, the Mishnah tells us in Pirkei Avos in the first parak, Al tiyu ka'avadim, hamachavshnas harav manas lekabel pras. Don't be servants who do it for reward. So that's our question. We believe in schar va'onesh, but we don't believe that we do it for the schar va'onesh. So how do you explain all of these gemaras? How do you explain all of these gemaras when, right, it shouldn't be? Yeah, yes, it's true that maybe we have schar va'onesh in mind a little bit, but that's not the ultimate purpose why we do it. Right, remember the story of the Gra? You probably have heard this story. The Vilna Gaon one time sent somebody to get an esrog from somewhere because he could find out. He said, "Pay whatever you want for the esrog, whatever you want, I'll pay for the esrog." And what happens? The guy went and he found an esrog, and he said, "The only one in the whole town. The Vilna Gaon wants the esrog." He said, "Okay, great. How much do you want for it?" He says, "I want the Gra's Olam Haba for this esrog. I want his Olam Haba." What Olam Haba? I can't. That's my price. The guy said, the Gra said any price. The Gra said anything. He's like, okay, I guess I'll take it. He goes and he brings the esrog back to the Vilna Gaon, and he's very embarrassed. He doesn't want to tell the Gra what happened, what occurred. And finally, the Gra gets it out of him. It was your Olam Haba, and the Gra starts dancing. And the Gra starts celebrating. Like, I don't understand. What's the what are you celebrating about? He says, I've always done mitzvot, obviously the Shem Shemayim, but in the back of my head, I always knew there was going to be schar. So I always there was a little bit of shemetz, of shalom lishma. I'm going to do this mitzvah totally, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu told me that I need to do it. I'm not going to be focusing on the schar at all. Okay. But either way, back to the question. So how is it that all of these members of Chazal did the mitzvos? We know that's not appropriate, right? And really we do it. I think we mentioned this Rabbi Yaakov on this Mishnah. Before we get to we're going to have 5 answers to the question. 5 answers to this question. But before we get to it, we've mentioned in past Shiurim, the Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky's comment on this Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, where the first half of the Mishnah says, do mitzvot shalom manas l'kal pras, and then the Mishnah adds in 4 words. V'himora shamayim aleichem. What does that add? You're at shamayim. So Rabbi Yaakov notes that when it comes to avodas Hashem, it's a balance of avos Hashem and yiras Hashem. You have one without the other. Too much ava, too much yira, both of them. We spoke about this when we spoke about Kafal Markagigas before Shavuos. It says Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky, that's what's emphasized. Doing mitzvot not for the schar, that's avos Hashem. But Mora Shamayim Aleichem is also needed as well, and that is why we need both. Again, I'm not going to read it inside, but that's the Rabbi Yaakov in source number 8. Let's get back to the issue. We believe in schar va'onesh, but we don't do it for that. How do these members of Chazal do it? Just want to see everybody move a little bit. I see some of you moving. I just want to make sure, unless some of your screens are frozen. Does that just mean they're off and the picture was taken? Joseph, I see you moving, but everybody else is kind of frozen. Everybody there?
You're good, Rabbi.
I think you're good.
I don't know. So why do a lot of the screens look like? Why would that happen? Avram, you there? You haven't lifted your pen in about 10 minutes. Okay, good. 5 shatim. 5 answers. Number one is a diuk in Rashi. A diuk in Rashi. Rashi says on that Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, Klomar. What does it mean? Shalom manas l'kabel pras. Shalom tomar. Akayem mitzvahs bari. Don't do mitzvos. I'm going to fulfill the mitzvos of my Creator so that He'll give me everything I need. What does that mean? It explains the Medrash Shmuel. The Medrash Shmuel is a early commentary. It's like a Shida Mukubetzes on Pirkei Avos. That's what it's called. Says the Medrash Shmuel. What's Rashi emphasizing? Yaspikli called Sarchi. You're not allowed to do a mitzvah if you ask for schar. Gashmi schar. Olam hazeh schar. That's the kind of schar. Shalom manas l'kabel pras. When Reb Zera wants to get schar for standing up for rabbis, what does he want? He wants more food. That's the schar he's talking about. He wants more money? Of course not. The schar that he's talking about is he wants olam haba, he wants schar in the next world. That's fine. That's not terrible. That's what's alluded to in Rashi. Why Rashi is saying Kedusha, don't do it, Kedusha, yaspik li called Sarchi. Hare Shapirish Dibri Antigonus. Gumul Hagashmi Ba'olam Hazeh. Lo Avdo Amanas Lakabal Pras. Kitzchar Mitzvah B'haya Amaleka. Amna Aschara Gumul Hanafshiyim. If somebody says, please, I'm doing this mitzvah so I can get close to you, Hashem. So I can be close to the Kisi HaKavod. That's bad? That's not L'Shem Shamayim? That's what Hashem wants. Okay, it's a higher level, just do it because Hashem said so. But if you do it because you want to get close, you want to have a good seed in Gan Eden, that's a terrible reason to do it. That's shot number one. Shot number one, if you're doing it for the schar in the next world. Baruch Sha'amar is the Torah Tamima's commentary on Pirkei Avos. Baruch Halevi Epstein, that's why you call the sefer Baruch Sha'amar. Maybe it's even alluded to in the words of the Mishnah. This pshat is even alluded to in the words of the Mishnah. What does the Mishnah say? The language of the Mishnah. Got the language. The language of the Mishnah. Al menas l'kabel pras. There's a Gemara that says, we just spoke about Tanoim a few sugis ago in our shir. Al menas me'achshav dami. I can make a t'nai. Harayat mukudeshesli. You're married to me if it rains tomorrow. So when does that kick in? When it rains tomorrow, that's when it works. What if I said me'achshav? It works retroactively. Says the Gemara, if you use the lashon of al menas, that means me'achshav. Al menas is kilu, you said me'achshav. So it says the Baruch Sha'amar, a little cute. Al menas, don't do mitzvot. Al menas l'kabel pras, that means right now. Don't do mitzvahs to get schar right now, the Gashmi type of reward. No. For the future, no problem. Well, if he's a yesh lo markana kavana, so tavu as Hashem amanas l'kabel pras me'achshav. Ach k'chok haTorah yom lasotza umachar l'kabel scharam, as it says in Avodah Zarah. In Pirzeh, you do ekmaod alashon al tiyu kavadim v'chulu. Elohim after hashmit milazu kavadim. Omar tavdu amanas l'kabel pras. What's avadim? Why does it have to say avadim? Don't be like avadim al minas, says the Baruch Sha'amar, because generally avadim get paid by the day. It never gets paid by the day. Don't be like that, Evet. Don't be like that, Evet. That's why it adds in that word of avadim b'yomo titin tzcharo. No. Be like an Evet that gets its schar, much later. So all of these cases, almanas l'kabel pras, all these cases of Chazal were examples where spiritual schar was what they wanted, and that is what is okay. It's a totally different answer. It's given by Tosfos. Tosfos asked this question. Tosfos in the first parak of Psachim. Tosfos tells us that the Gemara in Psachim Adaf Ches. The Gemara says, we did this, I think, also in my shir. If somebody gives staka, al minas, that my son lives, or that I'm a ben olam haba. Says the Gemara, Harry's at tzaddik gamor. That's great. That's a very righteous person. They ask Tosfos, what do you mean? It says in Pirkei Avos, you can't do mitzvahs al minas. They ask Tosfos, what? It's none. Says Tosfos, no. That's very, very limited. Amanas l'kabel pras is a very limited principle. Hainu b'kiyai gavna, shim lo tova lo osa hatova, shu mitzapeh, toeh u'mischarit al tzedakah she'asa. You're only not allowed to do it if your kavana is, well, if I don't get it, then I regret doing the mitzvah in the first place. That's the only thing that's bad. You can do mitzvahs on almanas. It's not the greatest level, but the only bad level, the only level that can't be used. What Rabbi Tegan is talking about, he's talking about where one would regret the mitzvah if they don't do it in the first place. They don't get the schar, and therefore that is what is rejected. Number 2. Third idea.
Rabbi.
Yeah.
So that means that all these people were doing the mitzvahs not in the 100. How can you say Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't doing the mitzvah in the best way possible?
Right. So again, Moshe is a little tricky because it never says that Moshe was doing it for the schar. It just says that Hashem says to Moshe, "You want to do the mitzvah, get some schar, I'll give you the schar." So that one is not as crucial.
But even the Rabbanan, how can you say right?
Right. So these others. So I don't think so. You don't have to say they were doing it for, physical. You could also connect it to the, to the other answers that we're having. It's just that they weren't doing it. The point is they weren't doing it for in a case where they would regret the mitzvahs. They were doing it. They were following Hashem, and I'm exhausted. I hope Hashem, appreciates what I'm doing now, as Rabbi said. We'll see. The other answers are going to add on to this one. Okay, number 2. Number 3. Third idea. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Says the Medrash Shmuel also, source 15. Says, interesting, if you look at the Mishnah, why does the Mishnah switch lashon?
Guys, can you hear?
Common answers we're getting up to a little bit later. We're going to get to the last 2 answers. But number 3 first. Al tiyu ka'avadim ha'mishamshin es harav. Why did the Mishnah switch lashon? Why doesn't it say Al tiyu ka'avadim ha'ovdim, or Al tiyu k'mishamshim ha'mishamshin es harav? Why did the Mishnah switch? It's 2 words to mean servants, Eved and Shamish. Why does the Mishnah switch from Avadim HaMishamshin? That's the question that the Medrash Shmuel on Pirkei Avos asks. He says, what's an Eved? He doesn't quote it, but I gave you the Radak on the top line, right on top. What is an Eved? An Eved is the highest appellation, the highest level that we could reach. Right at the end of the Torah, Moshe Rabbeinu was called Eved Hashem. The end of Sefer Yoshua, Yeshua is called Eved Hashem. What's an Eved Hashem? Says the Radak on the beginning of Sefer Yoshua. An Eved Hashem is someone who uses all of his kochos to Shem Hashem. Someone who dedicates his entire life for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mishasam kol kocho, v'kavanaso, kol ashkachosav, v'shem yisparach. Even anything he's involved in the world, Miskabin Lavodas Hakel Yispara. Who Yikra Hashem? Avram, David, Nevi'im. An Eved is someone who is on a very high level. We have to shoot for that. But an Eved Hashem is someone who uses all of his faculties to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Medrash Shmuel. If somebody is doing a perfect, amazing, on the highest level, a member of Chazal, if you're doing exactly what the king wants, then you're able to ask for schar for it. You're doing exactly what the king wants. But if I'm not doing exactly everything perfectly, so then you can't ask for anything. Don't be like an Eved, the highest level. Ha-mishamshin es harav amanas l'kal b'ras. If I was an Eved ha-ovdin es harav, I'll be fine. Because then I'll be on the highest level. I'll be an Eved Hashem ha-ovdin es harav l'kal b'ras. But we're not. Maybe Chazal were. But we're not. We're like an Eved HaMeshamesh. So if it's Eved HaMeshamesh, so then we can't do it. We can't Amanas L'Kabel Pras. Again, according to this approach, then generally everybody in the world cannot. Yichudi Skula. Some of the Tanam and Aram would be able to. Again, I don't think they would be asking for Gashmi reward. I think it's connected to that first answer of Rashi also. But it wouldn't be a negative for them. It wouldn't be violating this mission of Antigonus, because after all, they were Avadim, Ovdim Esarav, Amanas L'Kal Pras. It's just us in the later generations, we're not on that level. If we're not being perfect, then we have no right to ask for anything more. Okay. But now we get to the most popular answer. The most popular answer, this is number 4, most popular answer that is given to this question. I gave it to you from the Marsha and from Rav Ovadia. Says the Marsha, When are you allowed to do something amanas l'kabel pras? And when not? It depends if you're fulfilling an obligation or you're doing something voluntary. Okay, Avram, yes.
If what is the meaning behind an eved ha-mishamesh? If he's being mishamesh, isn't he not an eved? Isn't the definition of an eved somebody who's oved and not mishamesh?
So I guess he's assuming that a mishamish is someone who does not do everything perfectly because we're not on the levels that we could be. We are servicing, but an eved is the higher level. Like the Radak said, Kol kochov kavanaso. We all serve Hashem, but not on the most perfect level. We're not doing everything we can do, right? And therefore, we're not korasu umnaso. So if we're not on that level, then we can't ask. We can't ask.
So what's the difference between an eved ha-mishamesh and a mishamesh ha-mishamesh?
Right. So, eved is the ideal and the goal. So I guess that's why he puts in the word eved there. But he says the message is that an eved, somebody who's shooting to be an eved, but is only as mishamesh, wouldn't be able to do that. That's the goal, I guess, the ideal that we have, and that's what we shoot for, and that's why he says. Okay, so number 4 says the Marsha, say other achronim. There's a big difference between if you have to do something or you're volunteering. Says the Marsha, kasha. Hey Kamar, this is the Marsha on the Gemara in Sota with Moshe Rabbeinu. Hey Kamar, shey mevakish l'kayim mitzvahs k'dei l'kabel schar. Amrina al tiu kavodam shabbat nazarav. Yesh lomar haynu b'mitzvah shenis chayiv b'kfar. If there's a mitzvah that I have to do, and I'm doing it, and I have to do it, then I'm not allowed to do it for reward. I have to do the mitzvah. Do the mitzvah. Voluntary, and you're allowed to do it for schar. Or at least amanas, you could ask. You don't have to do this. You're going out of your way to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so then you're allowed to ask for schar. Moshe Rabbeinu was not yet in Eretz Yisrael. He had no obligation to go into Eretz Yisrael. Shadayin lo bol Eretz Yisrael. Sham chiyuva. HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'ratza she'yechayim b'hu. He could ask for schar. Rabbi Zera did not have to go to the doorway to stand up for those rabbis. He was exhausted. He could just go home to go to sleep. He said, I'm going to go there, stand up for those rabbis. Right? Those 2 rabbis in Avodah Zarah, they didn't have to go down either road. Stay where you are. Wait till 3 a.m. Nobody's there. If you're volunteering a mitzvah, so then you can do it amanas l'kabel schar. If you have to do it, that's different. Rabbi Yosef discusses this also in his commentary on Pirkei Avos. He quotes this from the Maharash Primo. Not sure who that is. Even she'enam chayavim l'leches dafka shvila pasuach lebezonos. You didn't have to go down that road, that path. You could have gone on the other path. But mutar amanas l'kabel pras. And he quotes that from other examples also. He quotes from Moshe Rabbeinu. And if you turn the page, he quotes this from Gra, the Vilna Gaon. The Gra on a pasuk in Rus, top of the next page. The pasuk says, "Yishalem Hashem polech v'tim aspertich shleimah mim Hashem v'lachzos tachas knafav." In MS, Rus got schar. What do you mean Rus got schar? Why is he promising that Rus is getting schar? The answer is because Rus didn't have to do anything. Rus was a giores. Anything. Right, according to this approach, anything that Ger does, really, in a certain sense, he gets for schar for, because it's all voluntary. He chose to be a Jew, unless you say once he chooses, so then it's done. Now he's mechuyev. Either way, this is the 4th idea. Is this a problem at all with the principle that we know of? Gadol hamitzuva v'yotza, mimi she'ena mitzuva v'yotza. Right, the Gemara says in Kiddushin and in Baba Kama, it's greater the one who does the mitzvah and is commanded. According to what we're saying now, you can ask for schar if you're voluntary, not if you're commanded. So is that a problem? Rishonim even discussed, like, why is this? Why is it gadol mitzvah v'yotza? Tosfos says you have a bigger Yetzer Hara not to do what you have to do. If you don't have to do it, okay, maybe you'll do it. Because the Yetzer Hara isn't that strong. A mitzvah that you have to do, the Yetzer Hara is strong. Right? The Ritva in Kiddushin says, Picture Aboseinu, Satan Makatra go, Kishahu Mitzuve. Zayn Satan Makatra go. Satan doesn't work as hard by a voluntary mitzvah. Lefum Tsara Agri even mentions the schar there. Is this a problem? Badal Mitzvah V'Yosa and our case of Lachor, it's not a problem. Badal Mitzvah V'Yosa is just about the nature of the fulfillment itself. It might be harder to do what you have to do. Badal Mitzvah V'Yosa. In terms of the kavana that you can have, then that's different. The kavana that you can have, so maybe that's greater by the volunteering, and that's not a problem. But maybe there's one final idea. Maybe, again, I didn't see this anywhere, but I think that it's definitely a suggestion. Maybe one could say it's harder to fit into the Moshe Rabbeinu one. But to the other examples, maybe it's not literal that they're doing it for the schar. It's not that, oh, I'm going to do this l'kabel schar. Maybe there's, by saying that, they're declaring their belief in the concept of schar va'onesh. It's not that they're doing it for the schar itself, but they're doing, I'm going to do this and get schar for it. Not that I'm doing it for the schar, almanas. What did Rabbi Zera say? I'll go sit there and I will get schar. And we will get schar. They're not doing it almanas to get the schar. They're doing the mitzvah and they're declaring, I believe in schar va'onesh. I believe in this yesod. I affirm this yesod. There's a beautiful Ramban who kind of says this idea, not to answer this question, but the Ramban in Kisavo. An ora asher lo yakim as divrei haTorah zos. Cursed is the person who does not affirm this Torah. It doesn't mean fulfill the Torah. It means to affirm it. Sheyodeh b'mitzvahs belibo, to admit the mitzvot, the yubein of emes, v'yamin, and to believe. Sheha osa, whoever does mitzvot, yilo schar v'tova. Over len ye'anish. Im yichbar b'achas man, otiyebein of batala, nehu arur. If you do an aveira, I believe in the mitzvot, that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Maybe all these gemaras going to be taken literally. They're not doing it almanas for the schar. They're doing it because they believe in the schar. It's a reflection of that emunah, right? Against, right, the tzadok and baitus who misunderstood their Rebbe. I gave you the Rambam, right? I think this is Sochwa had Talmidim, tzadok and baitus. They started at Stukim and the baitusim. They said, oh, there's no schar? Okay, forget it. They took it the other way. But maybe a kabel schar is just about, I believe in schar v'onesh. I believe that this world is just a prusdar. I believe that there's a lot more in this world, in the next world. And therefore, a kabel agra is a reflection of that. So if this is true, so then the whole question doesn't get off the ground. But it's a little trickier to put it into the Gemara in Sota. Not impossible. Hashem says, you want to do the mitzvahs to get the schar? Again, alluding to the fact that Moshe wants to do the mitzvahs because he believes in schar va'onesh as part of it. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you anyway. So again, it can fit into that Gemara, but I think this is another idea. So again, 5 answers. How do you have all of these stories in Tanakh? In Chazal, number 1, Ashmias versus Ruchnias schar. Number 2, the only problem is if you do it, you'll regret it if you don't get it. Number 3, we're not on the highest level of an Eved, so that's what we can't ask for it. And these members of Chazal were. Number 4, voluntary versus obligatory. And number 5, maybe it's all just a reflection of this emunah, and it's not b'tafka looking for the schar.